Hey, give me a hug. Ah, I'm glad you came over. I know it's crazy, but I couldn't sleep either, so we might as well cook. And I know you wanted to learn how to make this soup, so what the heck? I got everything ready. I just put the kettle on for some tea. Want to have some tea? Okay. All right. Well, come on over a little closer. I'll show you all of these great goodies we're gonna use today. All right, that's good. Come right in close so you can see everything. I'm just gonna pull my hair back before the tea starts whistling over there. Oops, there it goes. All right, let's get our tea together. I'll give you this one. It's a little flower. And I'll take this one with the trees. Okay, here you go. Pick out your favorite. These are the teas that Emma sent. This one will keep you awake. Let's do one of these. How about Puka Love? That's really good. Okay, you'll have that one. I'm going to have this one, Womankind. Look at the ingredients. Doesn't it look delicious? It's really flavorful. Okay. So how you been? Yeah? Had a quiet day for the most part. I was taking some pictures outside. It's so beautiful. It feels like spring is here. Oh, here we go. That's good. Okay. It smells really good. Okay, put the covers on. Set yours over here, okay? And just let that steep for a little while. Okay, so I figured we could share the duties here. So I'll just show you. We're going to work with some leeks and some really nice criminy mushrooms. I love those. They're a little earthier than the others. I know, mushrooms are very earthy anyway. And I got some nice carrots from the farmer's market. We'll just pull off the greens now. And you can just help me as I go along, okay? And then you'll remember it better. So we're going to cut apart the leeks. We're just going to use the white part and the light green part up to about there. And then we'll have to wash it all out because they have a lot of dirt inside them. Yeah, see that? They can have a lot of dirt hiding in there. So we'll clean that all off, but we're going to use the salad spinner. And then the carrots will be going in last, the carrots and the mushrooms. So we can put those aside for now. So we're going to clean up the potatoes. Get the little organic, yeah, the little red ones, I like those. Yeah, it's just nice to cook and relax a little bit. I've got a good amount of vegetable broth. So I could see how thick it is with all those potatoes. I like this little area, don't you? Put this to the side. You can see our little candle. It just feels nice and warm and cozy to have candles in the kitchen, don't you think? Alright, so I'll get you started on the potatoes. So you can just take them over to the sink and just rinse them a little bit and cut off any little spots, and then just chunk them up, and we're going to throw them right into the pan and start to saute them a little bit with the leeks and a little bit of oil. Alright, so here's your knife. And I will take the leeks over to the sink and give them a quick rinse, and then start to do some chopping. Easy as that. This is a really easy recipe. You'll be able to do it in under an hour. You know, just have your potatoes and the leeks washed already. That'd save time too. And it's all one pot. It's fantastic that way. Okay. Little taters. Okay. Now I'm going to do the leeks. I'll cut it off about there. And just look and see if there's any more soft stuff in there, but no. It's about as far as I would go. There. I'm going to cut off the root. Smell. It's oniony, but it's very mild. Okay, so I'm going to make rings. I know some of my friends watch me when I cut, and they tell me how to do it properly. I try. And take off any part that's kind of papery. Alright. Googly eyes. Alright, I'm going to do the same. You've never used leeks before? Yeah, that's a shame. It seems like a lot of waste, right? I suppose I could use them for an art project or something. I don't know what. Okay. We're going to cut off the root. And slice. Last one. So I usually get 3 or 4 leeks for a pot of soup. That's about the right amount of flavor. That's about it. See how it gets really woody. I don't need that. Okay, so there's our leeks. But we're going to rinse them really quickly and spin them in the salad spinner. Check this out. Okay, we're going to use this. Isn't that cool? Got the hard plastic on the outside and the little basket that spins on the inside. So you can put your greens in there or whatever and rinse them and pour some of the water out. So that's what we're going to do. I'm kind of going to open all of the leeks. Just pop them through. That way we can make sure we get the dirt out. It's fun to play with your food sometimes. As long as you have clean hands. Okay. Well, that's pretty much all of it. So I'm just going to rinse it under the sink real fast. Okay. Now to make sure we get all the water off before we put it in the pan with the oil and the heat. Ready? So now they're all dry. And pour them in there. Okay. Now I'm going to put this on the stove. I'm going to put a little salt. You can use the Himalayan sea salt. I could turn it upside down and give it a few twists. And then you can just open the cap. And you have some right there. That way you don't overdo it. I'm going to put in a little blob of coconut oil. Tablespoon. It was warm in the house today. It's starting to melt. Just a bit. Use a potato to wipe it. Okay. On the stove. Okay. So I'm just going to let that cook down a little bit. Get coated with oil. And then we'll pour in the vegetable broth. Have you tried your tea? You can smell the vanilla, right? Cheers, darling. Okay, I'm going to pour some of this in. Yeah, I think I will use most of the other one too. Oh, thanks. Okay, that was about 3/4. All right. So you can let that baby just cook away for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I like this music. It's just YouTube. I just set it to some easy listening music, some light jazz, some bossa nova. This is so good. All right. Well, let's prep the mushrooms and the carrots, and then we can just put them to the side and add them when we're ready to finish the soup off. Yeah, we're just going to use the stick blender, my favorite thing in all the world. My favorite thing in all my kitchen. This beautiful stick blender, so we can just puree. Yeah. And then after it's pureed, we're going to add the carrots and the mushrooms and let that cook a little bit, and then we'll add the cream. You don't have to use the cream, but I kind of like it a little richer. I know, but once in a while it's okay. Okay. I'm not going to use a lot, just a half a dozen. I'll rinse them real quick. Okay. Oops. What's the butter be on that one? Yeah, just going to do a rustic cut, just in chunks. Like that. These are so firm. They're really good. Okay, that's good. Alright, just rinse off the carrots a bit. Yeah, I'm not even going to peel them because they're so tender. They're very young little baby carrots. There. Okay, and then we can just set this aside, and I have an idea. Why don't we, while we're waiting for the soup, I can show you how to make the apple cake. Yeah, my mom's recipe. We haven't had it in a long time. Okay? All right. So I have everything pretty well set here. I'll bring everything over. So we'll put this to the side for the soup. Okay. So I've got everything set up here for the cake. It's not exactly an apple pie, and it's not an apple cake. I don't know, it's sort of in between. But it always gets very high praise, and it all gets eaten. So I just take off these stupid stickers. Okay, now that I got all the stickers off of it, my gosh, they're crazy. Alright, so watch. There's nothing to it. It's really simple. Gonna rough chop these apples, put it into a bowl with the sugar, and put it to the side, and just let it all get juicy. Okay, that's step one. So use this. Yeah, that was Abby. I've been calling her Krabby Abby today. Can you hear this bubbling over here? Give it a stir. That's doing great. So I usually use about 4 apples if they're big. And I use something very crisp like Macintosh or Gala. They're usually crispy and sweet. So tomorrow we'll have to take a nap out in the sun. I'll put the lawn chairs out for us. Might as well take advantage of this beautiful weather. It's going to be 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's going to cook for about 30 minutes. So it should be perfect timing because our soup will be ready. And very shortly after, our cake will be ready. Oh yeah, the cake is really great. It browns on the top and it's nice and moist and chunks of apple and nuts in there. And you take whipped cream and put it on top. And this you can eat either warm or cold, it doesn't matter. But the whipping cream, I like to make it without any sugar, just a tiny little bit of vanilla, because I like that real dairy freshness on the apple. Tastes very good. But you can see what you think. If you make it differently, I won't be offended. But it is Mom's cake. Okay. These are for the horses. I'll put them to the side. Okay, so for now, all we need to do is add the sugar. This is, it asks for 1 3/4 cups of sugar, but I used about 1 1/2. I don't like it too sweet. And just pour it all over the apples. That. So I'm just going to stir this up a little bit so that all the pieces of apple get sugar on it, because that'll help draw out the juice and make it all nice and soft and yummy. Gonna put this over here. Okay, so we'll just let those sit for a little bit. Starting to get soft already. So now we're going to work with this bowl. This will be the main bowl we mix everything into. So first we're going to start with 2 eggs. Okay. Okay, and to that we're going to add vanilla. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it has no alcohol. And little spoons. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons. Okay. Get to the last drop. And we're going to use a half cup of oil, which I'm using actually just a little bit less. I mixed a little coconut oil and a little olive oil because that's all I had. Alright. And it says to beat with a mixer for 1 minute on medium, but I can't be bothered to pull the mixer out for 1 minute. So I'll just use a whisker here. So basically, just want to get some air into it, make them light and fluffy. That's that. And then we will combine the dry ingredients, which is going to be 2 cups of flour. And I just use all-purpose unbleached white flour. Let's throw it all in there. And we're also going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I poured some into a little dish here. 2 teaspoons. Right in with the vanilla. There's 1. There's 2. Very important to make sure it's baking soda, not baking powder. Makes a very big difference. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay. So I'm going to review it. We have 4 cups of chopped apples with 1 3/4. I use 1 1/2 cups of sugar to the side. We have 2 eggs, half a cup of oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, we added 2 cups of sifted flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and once we mix this and the apples together, then we'll add some chopped nuts. So I'm just going to use this spoon. It's so easy to make this, and it's so fresh. It's superior to anything you're going to buy in a box and try to put together. It's going to have flavor. And it's going to have your love in it. Okay. So it's pretty well mixed. It's going to be dry because the apples have so much moisture. Now we're going to add the apples. See, there's so much sugar extra. Okay. So this is the part you have to be patient because it takes a little while for the apples, the moisture on the apples to really go all the way through all the dry ingredients and make it a little mushy. But it will. So I'm going to let it sit for another minute while I check on the soup. Soup, it smells so good. Just a few more minutes for the soup, and then we'll get to blending that one. You can see the sugar's getting a little bit wetter. Okay, now you can see it's starting to get gushy. And now the sugar is starting to melt because it's got a lot of moisture with the apples. See? So it's becoming like a batter in between all the pieces of apple. So now I like to add a tiny bit of nutmeg. Just a tiny bit because it's strong. Yeah, so just go like shake, shake. That's it. And some cinnamon. Cinnamon's really good with apples. You know, I don't measure, so I'd guess it's probably about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. And I'm going to add some chopped nuts. This is partially walnuts because the recipe from my mom called for walnuts, but I like pecans too, so I put 1/2 and 1/2. So this is about 1 cup. You can use 1/2 cup or more, depending how well you like nuts. And mix some more. It's hard because it's thick, but it's easy to do in just one pan. Look at that. I mean, well, we had this one, but mostly in this one. And that's it. I can smell the cinnamon. Okay, that's it. So now we're going to pour it into the baking pan. So use this one. It's I think it's 8.5 by 11. Oh, it's 8 by 11 inches, 20 centimeters by 28 centimeters. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in there and spread it around. This is when I like coconut oil. It's just so easy to spread it on there with your hands. And that's it. And here we go. You won't be afraid to try this, will you? It's pretty simple. It smells good, huh? Yeah, it reminds me of Mom's kitchen. Okay, I'm going to spread it out. Oh, one of my little candles burned out. See, it's all lumpy and bumpy and rustic looking. So it's definitely not a pie. It doesn't really look like a cake. It's aptly good. And that's it. Gonna shake it to even it out a little bit. Look at that. Ta-da! Dinner's almost ready. Or breakfast, however you want to look at it. Alright. I'm going to pop this in the oven, set the timer for 30 minutes, and then I'm going to check on our soup. Yeah, we're doing it. Look at that. You and me. High five. High five. High five. Okay, simmer down. Okay, and now I'm going to show you how to use your stick blender. You really should get one of these. They're not very expensive, and they're amazing to make soup. You can make soup so easily. Okay, now you see how we let this cool for probably about 20 minutes, because you don't want to do this when it's boiling hot on the stove, because it, it could fly up in your face and produce a lot of steam. So gotta make sure this is on tight. Now we're gonna start. You ready? Okay, see how thick that got? It smells so good. Okay. So now we're going to be putting the carrots and the mushrooms in, but I think I'm going to add a little bit more of that broth. Let's see. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Okay. That's a little bit better. Now we're going to add the mushrooms and the carrots. Whoops. Oh. Get back here. Okay. I know, we're almost done. We're going to be eating very soon. Okay. Gonna go back on the stove just for like 5 minutes because those carrots are so tender. They're gonna cook real fast. So once we bring it up to a boil again and we let it sit for about 5 minutes, then we'll take it off the stove and we're gonna add some organic half and half. I don't use heavy cream. This is rich enough for sure. And once it's all blended, when it's ready to serve, I'm going to put a tiny little drizzle of blood orange infused olive oil. Just a little, tiny little thing. Almost. You see my light with my crystals? Isn't that cute? It's an LED light and it changes colors. And so I can put all different crystals in there. Fun. I'm going to check on the cake. Wow, that looks fantastic. It smells like cinnamon. Oh boy. Thank you for coming over. This is great. You gave me motivation. Now we get to have our reward. Check the soup. Oh, this looks so rich and delicious already, just with the potato and the leek. Oh my goodness. The seasoning is perfect. I haven't even put anything in. Yeah, I think that's good just on its own. Well, this is all ready. And thank you so much for doing the dishes and cleaning up the kitchen. What did I do to deserve a friend like you? You're the best. Thank you so much. All right. This is almost ready to go. Carrots are nice. Sunk to the bottom. Just the right kind of consistency. It's nice and thick, but not too sticky. And we're going to just swirl a little bit of the half and half in. It's probably about, I don't know, like a half a cup. I'm just going to pour till the color looks nice. There. The ingredients are so good that I didn't even add a bit of salt or pepper or any seasoning at all. Just the leeks and the potatoes and the carrots and mushrooms and the vegetable broth. That was good broth. So, do you want to see the cake? Put this back over here. Are you ready for this? Look at that. Can you hear it sizzling? It's a thing of beauty, I tell you. And it's going to be nice and moist. Crispy on the edges and really soft inside. The nice nuts. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to let that cool for a while. And we have to make the whipped cream to go with it. But first, let's serve some soup. Fantastic. Let me get you a spoon. Here, right dear. I'll serve myself. Okay. I'm going to try a little drizzle of this oil because I'm so tray fancy. Ah, it's so pretty. See? It's very chic. All right, let's try. Wowie, that's so good. Mm-hmm. You like it, right? I knew. You're welcome. I love to teach you my secret recipes. It's fun to have you over. And look at us, 4 in the morning, having soup. Or an apple cake. Fantastic. Well, let's enjoy our soup and then we'll come back and get the whipped cream together. Okay? Have a seat, honey. Okay, well, we'll just get this whipped cream ready now and then we'll be able to dig into our dessert. Oh, yeah. Because that soup was delicious, but I saved a little room. So I'm going to use about half of this. I'm not going to whip up all of it. I like the organic heavy whipping cream. I'll pull this little thingy out. Okay. And for this I will use the mixer. My good old faithful. So at this point it's getting a little bit thick. It's not quite there yet, but you can see. So I'm going to put a little touch of vanilla in there. It's a different bottle that I found up there. Oh, just a few drops. Maybe a quarter teaspoon, half teaspoon at the most. Okay. I love it this way. It's so fresh. See? So it's thick and nice, but it's not overly worked. All right. Let's get some on a plate. one big piece and then we'll share it. And there'll be plenty left so you can take some home. So the sugar is crunchy on the outside. Yummy. Well, maybe I'll even use a spoon to dig it out. Look at that. It'll make it look pretty. Yeah, I'll put a lot of this. It goes so well with it. Wait till you taste this. Because the cake is pretty sweet. And the apples are sweet. So the cream is just very fresh and dairy. Just to add to it. Here. Me first? Okay. You've had this before, right? When my mom used to make it? Wow. Let's make some coffee. Since the sun's coming up. We stayed up all night. So let's take our coffee and our little cake and we'll go sit out on the porch. Okay? I'm so glad that you came over. Really? Next time you'll make it for me? Okay. I think that'll be really fun. You're the greatest.